Yeah, and all these motherfuckers who voted for fucking Trump and all these motherfuckers that want the immigrants gone, all these motherfuckers, where do they go on vacation? They literally go on vacation to Mexico, Cancun, Colombia, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, all of your little famous white little influence.
Tomorrow I'm about to drop a video about the ICE raids and this mass deportation of illegal immigrants and the protest on Renegade Media on YouTube. But I did drop a video and a lot of people always ask me the same thing. Am I a legal citizen or am I illegal? First and foremost, I am a legal citizen. I am American. But I'm proud to say that I am a Mexican American. Even though I have American rights, I am still privileged, allowed to, and honor the traditions of my heritage and my background, which is Mexicanos. Plain and simple. I will never forget that just because I am an American and I was born here in America. So I'm all about...
You know who can fuck all the way off? Gavin Newsom. That's who can fuck all the way off. I hope the feds bring all of the National Guards in here. They need all the help they can get. Ice, ice, baby. Raid, raid, baby. That's all I can say. If you want to fly a fucking flag from Mexico in the United States of America, go to Mexico. Go to fucking Mexico. If you're going to protest about them taking people that are here illegally, which is a crime, by the way. I don't give a fuck if they're working. They're taking an American's job. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck that they're taking people away from their families. Guess what? Their families can go right along with them. Nobody's stopping them. I said what I said. Have the day you deserve. And if nobody's told you...
What I'm going to say is not for the people who just voted for Donald Trump because they thought he would make a difference, because they honestly believed he would do something. The people that this video is for is the people who believe that what's happening in LA now with ICE is the right thing to do. If you're watching those lives and those videos and see what the troops are doing to people who are innocently protesting. Even the LAPD put out reports that they were peacefully protesting, and they are having tear gas thrown on them. They are ripping children from parents' arms. And now Trump gets on the internet and calls Gary Newsom new scum, and is now mobilizing the National Guard to be federal? That's only done in wartime? If you think any of that is okay, then we are not the same people. I get you wanted to change. We all tried to warn you, but I get it. But if you resonate with anything that's happening now with ICE, then we don't need to be speaking, because we are not the same people.
Supporting American rights and American laws. But let's not forget that Trump administration said this mass deportation was against criminal terrorist groups and organizations that he labeled as terrorist groups. Now we're talking about mass deportation of quote-unquote illegal immigrants that are actually here to work, that actually want to be here and fled their country to not live broke and not live in poverty, but are here to really work, that haven't committed a crime, that have did nothing wrong besides come over here and try to become American citizens or try to make an honest living and a productive living like American citizens do. I'm all about peaceful protests, and not protests like what you're seeing today with the vandalization, burning cars, attacking officers. But don't forget, as an American and to all the American people out there. Don't forget, this may be about mass deportation and illegal immigrants, the way they're showing up with all the federal agents assisting ICE and sending in the National Guard. But no, don't forget about Black Lives Matter. Those were American people that were dying and had to protest for their loved ones due to police brutality and excessive force. In that same sense, government has become that much powerful that even American rights can be violated, revoked, and they can go against you too for your American rights and your American values. Right now, everybody's sitting on the sideline like, yeah, man, let's get rid of these illegal immigrants because they have no rights. But don't ever forget how powerful your government really is when it happens to you too. Because the truth of the matter is, our American rights are limited in its value. Because all these people that we're putting in the office have overpowered us for many, many years. And real American citizens have a lot more to complain about and worry about than illegal immigrants being in this country. Because American people, hardworking American people, are suffering, are struggling, living check to check, and nothing's being done about that. And I don't see nothing wrong with Asian Americans, Mexican Americans, Black Americans, African Americans. This is a multiculturalism country. Even though it's stolen land that was stolen by colonizers and capitalists, industrial capitalists, by people from a different country, American isn't a race and isn't a nationality. People are allowed to be who they are heritage-wise and allowed to embrace culture. And this country is supposed to be a land of opportunity, and all I'm saying is give my people an opportunity. Give them a chance. Give them a process that want to stay here, that haven't committed a crime, that have done nothing wrong. Give them a chance like you have the chance to enjoy American values and American traditions and American rights. They deserve that. They've done nothing wrong. They were just here to work. If you're really a firm believer of American values, then you understand the concept of land of opportunity. A lot of these people deserve an opportunity to be here. Just give them a chance to go through the process the right way and stay here and show proof that they want to be hard.
Sirs, your Caucasian friends, they voted for Trump, but they go to vacation on our land. They go take a break from their reality in our reality, in our land where we struggled for a better future. And nobody calls them fucking aliens or terrorists when they're on our land, right? But what do? We welcome them with open arms. Let them explore our land peacefully. They enjoy our beaches, our foods, our traditions. Videotape everything that goes on in our communities, in our country. Like we're exotic fucking animals to them. And yet we're fucking terrorists, aliens, criminals for living on stolen fucking land that isn't even there.
Nah, that's crazy. What the fuck? Yo. No. Yo. Y'all seen it live. What? No. Oh my god, I'm genuinely in shock right now. What the fuck? Yo. Bro. See, this is the sad part about all of this. People come out to just do nonsense, man. It's like, LAPD is literally leaving. There's no need for all of that.
Donald Trump wants you to see this. He wants you to see the fatigues, the armor, the military. And what the people want you to see is this. They are sitting down. They are yelling, stop shooting at us. Stop killing us. Stop disappearing us. I was talking to my mom about this earlier today, and she said, you know what we used to do during the Vietnam War? I said, what, sit-ins? And she was like, no, die-ins. We were doing die-ins. This is what they don't want you to see. They don't want you to see the people as human. They want you to see them as only agitators, only takers, only people who want to rob and steal and thieve and rape and murder. These people just want humanity, dignity, freedom, and they want you to understand what they're going through. But he wants you to see them as not human and able for you to take them away with no knowledge of where they're going to, how they're being treated or mistreated. They don't care. And they all act as like the Trump administration, as if none of these people have tried. They've tried to get status. They've tried. And they're being taken away from courthouses where they're showing up to their immigration hearings, being taken at the same time they're trying to do it the right way. They want you to see this so you forget about the bill where they're about to take all of our tax dollars and give it to the rich people. They want you to see these people as enforcing it, taking our streets back.
Who's got the power? We got the power. What kind of power? People power. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha.
Trump, let's be clear, immigrants are welcome here.
Yeah, and all these motherfuckers who voted for fucking Trump, and all these motherfuckers that want the immigrants gone, all these motherfuckers, where do they go on vacation? They literally go on vacation to Mexico, Cancun, Colombia, Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Puerto Vallarta. Yeah, all of your little famous white little influencers, your Caucasian friends, they voted for Trump, but they go to vacation on our land. They go take a break from their reality in our reality, in our land where we struggled for a better future. And nobody calls them fucking aliens or terrorists when they're on our land, right? But what do? We welcome them with open arms. Let them explore our land peacefully. They enjoy our beaches, our foods, our traditions. Videotape everything that goes on in our communities, in our country. Like we're exotic fucking animals to them. And yet we're fucking terrorists, aliens, criminals for living on stolen fucking land that isn't even theirs.
What I do not agree on is how they're going about the protests. And I believe the main issue that most people are having is you don't see American flags in those crowds. Maybe you have one American flag for every 50 foreign flags, which could be Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Venezuela. You see all kind of flags, but the main flag that they should be using is the American flag. And before you go on to start calling me a sellout and say you don't know what you're talking about, listen for a second. You're trying to get the empathy of Americans. And when I say that, I mean citizens. And I'm not talking about citizens that have to be white, black, brown. I'm just talking about citizens. There's many citizens in this country that do wave that American flag. They are proud of the American flag. And when they see nothing but foreign flags being waved at the protests, the first thing they think is, but then you're not American. Why don't you go back to Mexico? Why don't you go back to Honduras? Why don't you go back
As
to...
I'm sitting here watching every single video of the LA raid with the ICE agents and these protesters, it pisses me off to high heavens. All you protesters out there, every single one of you are a domestic terrorist. Let me remind you what it means to be a domestic terrorist in the FBI definition. And I hope every single one of you are held accountable. The FBI defines domestic terrorism as violent criminal acts committed to further ideology goals stemming from domestic influence, such as political, social, or environmental motivation. Title 18 U.S. Code 2331, which defines terrorism, includes act dangerous to human life intended to intimidate or coerce a population or influence government policy. Attacks on federal agents like those working for ICE or ICE can be seen as an attempt to intimidate or affect government conduct. Your intent to help these illegals is the key factor in the intent behind the attack. If the attacker's actions are driven by desire to influence government policies or intimidate the population, they could be charged with domestic terrorism. And this is every single one of you protesters out there throwing rocks, throwing chairs, throwing everything you can at these ICE agents doing their job. And when you are caught, I hope the DOJ throws the books at you. If you are a green card holder, I hope that your green card is revoked and you get shipped the hell out. If you are a naturalized citizen, I hope they denaturalize you and send your ass packing. And if you are a citizen of the United States, I hope you see those iron bars for a hot minute. I'm talking about 10 plus years.
Okay, so what I want to talk about is what's going on in the country right now. First of all, I don't think anyone should be mistreated. I believe that all people should be treated fairly and justly. Okay? That's my starting point. However, it's another side to the coin where it seems as though we are the only country, the United States of America is the only country where people migrate to and then want seemingly more rights than the actual citizens of that country. Okay? So as a foundational Black American, an African American, a Black American, a person whose family has been in this country documented since before 1860, I can't go to another country and say, hey, I'm here, let me stay here. It doesn't work like that, guys. And no matter how much we feel about it, it doesn't work like that. It's very unfortunate. So that's really my position. And I also think that this is also a case of, hey guys, your community has to handle this. Black Americans, and I'm speaking as a Black American, we fight for everybody. We fight for rights for a lot of different people. And like I said, I want justice for everyone. But when we have a grievance, a lot of people don't stand with us. When something bad happens and we ask for help, a lot of people ignore what we claim. They tell us things like racism doesn't exist, pull yourself up from your bootstrap, or you guys talk about racism too much. And even Black foreigners tell us this. Black immigrants tell us this. Caribbeans, Africans, they tell us this. Immigrants from other ethnicities tell us this, that, oh, you guys just need to just follow the law. You guys need to just do what the law says to do. MAGA tell us this. Democrats, Republicans tell us this. And I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, okay? I'm neither, all right? So I'm not speaking on this as a Democrat. I'm not speaking on this as a Republican, because I was Black or labeled Black before I was anything else. It's unfortunate. I visited in my lifetime Colombia, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, Cuba, and St. Lucia. But I can't go to Colombia. I can't go to Bogota or Medellin, or I can't go to Cartagena and say, hey, my visa says that I could stay this long. I can't go here and stay longer than that and expect to get the same rights as the Colombians. I can't go to Jamaica, overstay my visa, and say, hey, treat me like you treat the Jamaicans who are taxpayers. I can't go to Mexico, overstay my visa, and then demand the same rights as the native Mexicans And you guys know this. I can't go to Mexico City. I can't go to the Yucatan or some of these places and say, hey, or Merida, and say, hey, I'm in Merida. Treat me like you treat the indigenous people or like you treat the locals because I'm a human being. It doesn't work like that. These people pay taxes there and I don't. Their ancestors have blood on the ground there and mine don't. I can't go to St. Lucia, I am an American, but let's say I go to Puerto Rico. The Boricua is not going to treat me the same way that they treat the native people of Puerto Rico. If I go to St. Lucia and I have a kid with a St. Lucian woman, no matter how long I live in St. Lucia, I will never be St. Lucian. No, if I move to Mexico, no matter how long I live in Mexico, I'm never going to be Mexican. If I move to Colombia, no matter how long I live in Colombia, legal or illegally, I'm not Colombian. Cuba, I've been to Cuba 4 or 5 times. My current girlfriend is Cuban. Beautiful people. All of those countries, beautiful people. But the struggle that these people fought for in their countries, I have to respect. I can't go to their country and demand to be treated like a local person. You can't go to someone else's country and say, hey, I could buy property here, I could get this and I could get that because I'm a human being. It's a system, guys. Now, if you want to argue whether the system is right or wrong, that's something different. I can understand that. You know, another part, and this is where I'm going to land my plane. You could look through the history books. We've been fighting this fight for decades. At this time, the young people, we're exhausted. We don't want to fight the good fight anymore. We don't want to have to explain things, because if the shoe is on the other foot and it was my people that was out there being mistreated, no one would care. But I would love to hear what you think. Drop a comment, you know, whether I agree with your comment or not. I would love to hear what you think. We need to have these public dialogues, guys. And like I say, I don't want anyone to be mistreated. I repeat, I don't want anyone to be mistreated. No one should be mistreated at all. Period. No one should be mistreated at all. However, the logic behind what's going on doesn't make much sense. Is the point that I'm making. The logic is not logical to go to another country, stay illegally, and demand rights. The logic behind that doesn't make sense. I'm not being disrespectful. I love Hispanic culture. I study and I plan to travel to Spain and some of these places. But one question I would ask is, why don't these people go to Spain? Oh, because Spain won't let them do what they're doing here in the United States, huh?